My name is Natasha Carlow, and I am the author of Happy Tears and Rainbow Babies. See? Yeah, and I'm so excited to be here reading with you guys today. But let me tell you a little bit about my book before we get started. So, my book, Happy Tears and Rainbow Babies, I wrote this book for my two children because I wanted to find a fun, friendly way for us to discuss a very, very serious topic. But I didn't want to discuss it in a way that made them sad or scared. So I came up with this book, and I'm very happy to know that people are reading the book and kids are enjoying the book. So I'm gonna start reading because we want to get into it. So my book, Happy Tears and Rainbow Babies. I hope you enjoy it. Rosie and Cappy looked at each other and giggled with glee. They were going for a walk with Mommy and Daddy. This was their most favorite thing to do. See? Rosie and Cappy? Yeah, there they are. At 5 years old, Rosie was already the best big sister brother could ask for. She helped Mommy put on her little brother's shoes and hat, and he rewarded her with a huge, sloppy kiss on the cheek. She threw her head back and laughed and pretended to run away. Yeah, there's Rosie. There's Rosie and Cappy. Are you seeing that? Daddy lifted Cappy up into his arms, and Rosie grabbed Mommy's outstretched hand. It was time to go. I'm trying to get to the pictures. There they are. As they set off for their walk, Mommy and Daddy pointed at all their usual sights. They waved hello to Mr. Greg, the neighbor with the beautiful flowers growing in his yard. You see Mr. Greg and his flowers? I want to tell you a secret. I actually based this character on one of my neighbors, but don't tell him anything. He has the most beautiful flowers growing in his yard, so I really wanted to show that. But don't tell him I said that. They barked at Peaches, the little brown dog who lived down the street. As Peaches barked back and wiggled his tail with glee, Rosie and Cappy wiggled their bodies, pretending to have a tail just like Peaches. This made Mommy and Daddy laugh every time. Rosie and Cappy loved hearing Mommy and Daddy laugh. You see Peaches? Yeah? That's Peaches. One of their favorite stops on their walk was the little park with the pond full of fish. As they approached the park, Rosie pulled on Mommy's hand and took off running, and Cappy motioned to go down. Daddy carefully set him down and he wobbled off after his sister. He was only 3 years old, but he already loved copying everything she did. This is them at the clock. Soon they were at their favorite spot, the little pond. Mommy set the blanket down and they settled on it to have a snack. Rosie stuffed her mouth full with grapes, and Cappy dipped his hand in his yogurt, licking it off his fingers. Suddenly, Rosie cried out, "Mommy, look! It's a rainbow!" Yeah, do you see the family? Oh, wow. Do you see this rainbow? Let me know if you love rainbows in the comments, right? Cappy clapped his hands and cried, "Rainbow, rainbow." Mommy looked at Daddy. Mommy and Daddy looked at the rainbow and smiled at each other as a tiny tear rolled down Mommy's cheek. "Oh no, Mommy, don't cry," Rosie exclaimed as she crawled over onto Mommy's lap. "Don't you like rainbows?" "Oh, sweetheart, I love rainbows. In fact, these are happy tears." "What are happy tears?" Rosie asked. This is Mommy. Daddy said. Sometimes when mommy gets very happy, she just can't contain all the happiness inside. So a little bit spills out in the shape of a tear. Oh, like when I pour too much juice in my sippy cup and some spills out, Rosie asked. Exactly, mommy and daddy said in unison, laughing. Rosie continued eating the snack and Cappy pulled out his toy cars and began driving them up and down daddy's back. After a few minutes, Rosie turned to mommy and asked, Mommy, I like rainbows, but not enough to spill out my happiness. Why do you love rainbows so much? Mommy pulled Rosie closer and gave her a big hug and a kiss and patted Cappy lovingly on the head. But first, rainbows are beautiful to look at, don't you agree? Rosie and Cappy nodded. But also, rainbows remind me of just how much God loves me. You see, a long time ago, God put the first rainbow in the sky as a promise between himself and the people who lived there. Like in the story of Noah, Rosie interrupted excitedly. Exactly. Just like in the story of Noah, Daddy responded. See, Mommy and Daddy? But did you know the rainbow can also be used to mean something else? He asked. A rainbow is a symbol that many families have used to represent something beautiful and meaningful. The rainbow is also a symbol for families like us who have had to say goodbye to babies before they could be born, but then went on to welcome more babies into their family. These new babies are called rainbow babies. See? Rosie looked at Cappy, who stared back and sneezed. Let me try, Mommy said, laughing. You know that you and Cappy were in my tummy and then Mommy gave birth to you, right? Well, before you were born, Daddy and I had other babies in my tummy. But those babies never made it to being born. That was a very sad time for Daddy and me. But we believe that God loved us, so we continued to pray, and eventually God gave us you and Cappy. That's what Daddy meant by we had to say goodbye to other babies before we had you and your brother. I think I understand a little bit what she said. I know it can be confusing, but we love you and Cappy very much, and we are here to answer any questions you have, Daddy said. Do you still feel sad that the babies weren't born? Rosie asked. Sometimes I do, Mommy said, nodding. But every time I see a rainbow, it reminds me of those babies and that God still gave us two beautiful babies to be parents to. Oh, I just wish I can see them and play with them, Rosie cried, snuggling closer to Mommy's chest. See, Rosie? It's okay to be a little sad. It's always hard when someone we love dies. But even though we can't see them or touch them, we can do things to remember them with love every day. For me, I try to be the best husband and father by praying for you all every day, Daddy said. And I always try to tell you both and show you how much you are loved and how grateful I am to have you. And maybe later we can do a special project to help you and Cappy remember them, Mommy said. Cappy jumped up to chase after a butterfly, and Rosie looked away thoughtfully. After a few minutes, she said, So Rosie and I are rainbow babies. When Mommy nodded, she continued, You know what I think? I think that a rainbow baby is kind of a promise, just like the other rainbow. And I'm so happy that Cappy and I get to remind you of how much God loves and cares for our family. Also, I think you are the best mommy and daddy Cappy and I could ever have. And tonight, when we say our bedtime prayers, I will remember to thank God for our family, especially our brothers and sisters who are with Him. This time, there were tears in both mommy and daddy's eyes. The end. See my little fish fry? So that was my story. I really wanted to just have this conversation with my children and help them to understand that, our family was special and it was, regardless of what we went through, our trust and our faith helped us to get to a point where we are a happy, grateful, loving family. And I want to hear all about your families. Do you have any siblings? Do you have brothers and sisters? Let me know in the comments, and I will I will respond as the comments go along. So I want to know, are there any questions? Anything you want to know about the story? And yes, the characters are based on my real children. This is my daughter and this is my son. So tell me about yourself. Bye everyone.